Phone was my daily driver. Dark Sky was one of my favorite apps. That doesn't exist anymore, RIP. But over the 5 years it's been since I last did this, well, there's some added change over time.
I don't know who listens to not listens to, who buys a Samsung these days. I'm just so like, honestly, like, who actually buys Samsung these days, bro? Because there's a lot of iPhone users that I tend to see, but I don't run into people that use Samsung.
Daily setups. Now, a lot of you already know I've been a two phone person for a long time now. So yes, 2 SIM cards, 2 lines, 2 phone numbers, and then the second one is the iPhone. And so the setup that I've been teetering on, that I almost settled on.
Bro, I've heard so many things about this OnePlus phone. And I just think to myself, like, what the fuck is it? I can Google it right now, don't get twisted, but I don't want to, first of all. And second of all, it kind of just looks like an iPhone. It just looks like an iPhone. I feel like everything is just rubbish. Like, I was contemplating today if I should buy the new Call of Duty. And to be honest with you, I probably will buy the new Call of Duty, even though I shouldn't. Why? Because I am just a fool. But nah, seriously, Black Ops. Why am I even talking about Black Ops? I feel like just like things in general these days are a bit whack. The new iPhone 17 has been released, but what is actually different about it? Like, Apple will put out 2 phones and they just won't be that different. They might upgrade the specs on like the camera. Cool, that's cool. But other than that, like, what the hell is different about this phone? It's literally the same thing. And the thing is, people pay to get the new upgraded phone. And it's like, one thing I have noticed as well is a majority of these people will buy the phone just because their other phone has run out of storage. When really and truly, you could have just backed up your old phone, taken out all the photos, all the other stuff that you had on it, delete all the photos on your phone, and then you're good. Like, your storage will be restored. That's what I do. Like, I'm still on the iPhone 13, bro. Like, I don't need to upgrade to these new phones. Unless there's like some super magical change with these new phones, I don't see the point in me spending like £700 just for like a new phone. Unless there's like a super duper improvements. At this point, it's kind of hard because the only thing you can actually upgrade is just performance and the camera. Like, I don't actually see where iPhone can go at this point. Maybe they could actually create a camera. I've always wondered why they actually haven't just created a camera, but I don't think that would work well because people tend to use their phones anyway, so it's probably useless to do that. iPhone can actually just go extinct because you're literally just upgrading the phone specs, performance, speed. You're putting in a new chip every year that's better than the last one. The only thing they really tend to update are those like 2, and then obviously the iOS. I think the iOS updates are probably the thing that make iPhone. How you use your iPhone and like how it looks is basically why you'd buy a new iPhone, or why you even want an iPhone. But you don't need to get a new iPhone for you to get the new iOS. So the scammery is crazy because you're just using the same product. Which brings me on to my next point, but actually, let me not even get into that.
But in between testing phones, I will go back to a daily driver that I can sort of rely on. And so among all the stuff that I've tested this year, the phones that I've gone back to the most have been Galaxy S25 Ultra, then Pixel 10 Pro, and now this OnePlus.
Who buys these phones? I'm actually so intrigued. Like, who the fuck has a Google phone? Who has a Google phone, bro? Like, I know I said people don't use Samsung, but some people tend to use Samsung. Like, you can find a couple users that use Samsung, but it's just like phones like this OnePlus and Google. Who buys these phones? I haven't run into a OnePlus user in my life. I haven't even run into a Google user or Google phone user. Yeah, I was gonna make another point. I can't remember what I was gonna say though. But I feel like the internet has already made that statement for me. Yeah, I feel like, Call of Duty and COD in general are just putting out a load of shit these days. Like this new Black Ops 7, it's whack. I can believe them because they've just been putting out the same game for like the past 5 years, basically. yeah, I just feel like things in general these days are just getting a bit repetitive. I can't believe like it's almost been 5 years since the PS5's been out. Like, and like 2 to 3 of those years, people couldn't even buy a PlayStation.
You watch my review of this phone, you already know how much I like most of the things about it. And it has great battery life and it's awesome performance and all that good stuff. And so, because the iPhone is the secondary phone most of the time, it could get away with not having the best battery life in orange and not the Max. So, this is the two phones. This is the OnePlus 15 and the iPhone.
This like hold on. How is the OnePlus 15 on a 15? This is the first time I've heard of this phone and it's on 15. How does that even make sense? So that means that like what they was like 2 years behind iPhone if iPhone released like the first iPhone in like the 2000s, right? Or did no that math is just not mathing actually. Yeah, but I don't know. What is this OnePlus phone? It literally looks like an iPhone, or is this actually the iPhone? I think no, this isn't even the iPhone, bro. Bro, this looks exactly like the iPhone UI. Like those buttons in the corner, the torch, the do not disturb. Like for a split second, I thought that was iPhone.
Pretty minimal. I've got the flashlight and Gemini shortcut set up at the bottom. And then the home screen is pretty stark. I think basically my dock has been almost unchanged for the last decade.
Bro, are you not telling me that this does not look like an iPhone? This is like a blatant ripoff. Look at that. That's iPhone. Like that whole UI, that's iPhone. Bruh, this shit is crazy. They got the whole layout, bro. The whole iPhone layout.
There's a calendar widget up top. I'll try to link the third-party apps that aren't like super obvious here. So that this calendar widget I've used for a long time. And then underneath it, I have the social media apps and these tools that I use fairly often. So you've got Waze, you've got the ChatGPT app, the Google Home app, which is really nice because it used to actually be kind of split between Home and Nest, but to access those things. Also, just a quick mention because I don't know why they don't do it yet. This is a scrollable widget for scrolling through different days on my calendar. Why can't you do that on the iPhone yet? They've had widgets for a couple years now. None of them scroll.
I think iPhone actually could do a lot more with the widgets, but I think if they like were to introduce a scroll on the widgets, I don't think it would be that great, and I think a lot of people would complain. You're already swiping on your phone to go left and right and up and down, so it's like adding another scroll feature within a widget can make like users accidentally scroll on the widget. Like if you imagine like you're trying to get like the drop down on your phone and you swipe down, you can actually just accidentally just swipe your widget, and that'll be quite annoying as a user. I don't think that's actually a good feature to implement, to be honest with you. I think widgets are actually okay right now. I think it should be a requirement for like all apps to have a widget feature, like an easier way to get to where you want to get to. Like for example, like the way I use widgets is mainly just to quickly go to like a certain part of an app. That makes sense. Like I might use like shortcuts as well, just to like help me. But things like YouTube, like if I go onto YouTube, I'm mainly like going on there to type something in. So I'd use the YouTube widget, which helps a lot. That basically just lets you tap on the search button without actually going into the app. And then from there, I just basically type in what I want.
The last page, I basically just have a couple of random apps of the moment thing. And then Google Keep, because that's where it automatically adds stuff to your shopping list when you ask Google to add to my shopping list. I wish there was a black one. The thing about like these orange bezels showing around.
I'm glad he brought it up because iPhone, what are you doing, bro? Like, what are you doing? Like, we don't need an orange phone. I don't know who bought this iPhone 17 in orange, but we don't need that. No one needs that. Like, Space Gray is probably the best one. They had like gold. I don't know if they did those drops with this iPhone. But yeah, like straight like, bro. Like orange, like really? Who bought that?
It bothered me a little bit, but I've set up a kind of an orange wallpaper to try to just own the creamsicle things. And then for those wondering, I do have my liquid glass still on. I haven't toggled it off. I think it looks okay. Those default experiences on the iPhone are, so I haven't changed that. I still have liquid glass on. And then my action button, for those wondering, is to start a new task in my task app of choice.
I can't lie, I'll be real. I probably would get an iPhone. I probably should get an iPhone just for that feature. I tend to like those little things. I might need to get a new iPhone just for that.
And then on my home screen, I kind of just have all of the apps I use mostly just here, all reachable. It's kind of set up in a way that if I hold it in my right hand, everything's reachable.
I'll be so real. I don't know like the last time I've used the weather app. I don't even look at weather apps anymore. I just go outside.
Was one of the best weather apps of all time, maybe, and battery setup at my house. So anytime I open it, I can check to see what's going on in there. But that actually brings us to the second page, which is just 3 widgets. It's Porsche's widget at the top, it's Rivian's widget in the middle.
It's so crazy because like his setup is like so simplistic and mine is literally the same. Like my iPhone setup is like super minimalistic to the point where you actually can't actually get to any apps. Like you would actually need to swipe into the control center and type in the app that you want to get to, because I'm not one of those people that just like put all my apps on my homepage and then just swipe and have a whole list of other apps. Like I can't do that because I have like so many apps on my phone. When I want to get to the app that I want to get to, like in a rush, sometimes I just can't remember where it is, and then I'm just like there swiping for a few minutes, like not a few minutes, a few seconds, trying to find where the app is, and then I just end up like swiping down and then typing in the app that I was looking for.
And it's Tesla's widget at the bottom. All of those are like real-time updated with whatever the current numbers or status things are for those 3 setups. And then the next home screen is a larger, not boring weather widget. And then that last home screen on the right, this is
one thing that's like really getting on my nerves though about his setup is the way the apps are like all segregated. Like why does he have 2? I understand why he has 2 at the bottom right now, but that would give me anxiety because it's like you have the top row in order and then you just have like these 2 like right here. They're just there like does not look good, bro.